Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to do the offset and shunt glitches. But not only that, I'm going to show you how and why I use them. So let's get right into it, starting with the tutorial. First off, we're going to do the shunt glitch. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to set up a simple environment, so you don't really need to replicate any of these habs. Unless this is your first time watch through and learning, then I would suggest doing exactly what I do. Now we have some scaffolding, we can start the glitch. I want you to open your menu and go to the structural decoration tab. Then, at the very top in the wings category, we're going to grab the rock hopper propeller module. Now that you have that, I will show you quickly how this works. As you can see, the rock hopper connects in the expected way on the current side. However, if we flip it using E on PC, left trigger on Xbox or L2 on PlayStation, we can now place this in half hab increments. So I will ask you to do exactly that and place it in the halfway position as shown. Now that is in position, we can pick up the hab and move it halfway along. Once placed, this means you have now learned to take advantage of the shunt glitch. So you can now go and use that in your builds, or stick around and you can learn how to do the offset glitch. Before we start the next section, I want you to create scaffolding just like I'm showing here. This is similar to what we used before, but doubled up. We will now learn how to do the offset glitch. The first version being offset a hab down by half a hab. I want you to open your menu and go to the exterior decoration tab. Then, in the hull attachments category, on the left side is the ducting outlet. Please select that now. Now we can place this on either the top or the front of the hab. This will have slightly different results depending on where you place it. You'll need to know both versions of this, which is why we made two scaffolds earlier. What the ducting outlet does is it has a static connection point once placed, so the model will rotate, but the connection will remain stationary. This means when we pick up the hab, we can place it in a few positions. Starting with the front placed one, the first variation is above, and the second variation is below. This will be similar if we place the ducting outlet on the back of the hab, with our rotation point being behind the hab instead. Moving on to the second variation, where we place the ducting outlet on top of the hab. And so again we shall pick up the hab. As you can see, our open positions are now front and rear. Again, much like the earlier version, if we place the ducting outlet on the bottom of the hab, the rotation point will now be half a hab lower. Now we have both habs in the half height position. You will notice they are also offset half a hab backwards or forwards, depending on the ducting outlet rotation point. To fix this, we can use our shunt technique used in the first section of this tutorial. If you skip this, you can find that section in the video chapters, or get a crash course watching me do it in the moment. Finally, the offset to the left or right glitch. If you skip the two previous sections, I highly recommend watching them first, as they have two techniques used to get the habs in the correct position. I also need you to build the scaffold setup that I made in the earlier offset glitch section. Like the other offset glitch, there are two versions with slightly different results, which will position the final hab in a slightly different place. Now, onto the guide. I want you to open your menu and go to the exterior decoration tab. Then, in the hull attachments category, on the left side is the ducting outlet. Please select that now. Similar to before, I want you to place that on top of the hab, but differently to before, I want you to place the second one on the left or the right of the hab. Either will have near identical results, but just sitting left or right. In this demo, I will show you the left side. So starting with the one placed on the left, I want you to grab the hab, and as you can see, we can either position it above or underneath. I want you to do underneath for this guide. This will offset it down and to the left. We can now go to the second example and pick the hab up. This time, we can either place it on the left or on the right. In this guide, I will choose the left. I will now replace the ducting outlet onto the front and rotate the hab around it to its original height. This, like before, has shunted the hab forward at the same time. So we can fix that with the shunt glitch using the rock hopper module. Our hab is now offset exactly half a hab to the left. Back to our other example now. We can actually leave the ducting outlet where it is and just put the hab on the front connection. And finally, grab the rock hopper module and shunt it backwards like the other. This is my preferred technique, as I only have to place the ducting outlet down once, but you can come across situations where you will need the other two. Now that the guide is done, I want to show you a couple of use cases for it. First off is an engine. So in a lot of builds you want to make an engine with kind of surroundings on it like this, but the issue is that these are offset from where your engine actually sits. Let me go and get an engine now. So if I stick an engine there, you see not only is it too high, it is also not able to be placed in the correct position. So these offset techniques are really useful for this exact case. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of that. And we'll keep this original hab and keep this engine. What we're going to do is we're going to grab the ducting outlet, and I'm going to shift the hab here down underneath it, and then get rid of that ducting outlet. And I'm going to place another hab on top of there. Just to kind of clear the area, I'm just going to get rid of that so you can see what I'm doing. And we are now going to go and get an engine cover, and we're going to flip it. And you see now, not only is it at the right height, it is also in line with the engine. So we can now flip that upside down, place that down like that, get rid of these two habs, duplicate that one, flip it, and now we finally just need to do this bottom one, flip it again, and that's it. And you see now we have a engine cover, which is funny considering the name, the fact that it doesn't cover the engine unless you do an offset glitch, in the correct position, in line with the engine, and it makes a nice smooth shape. Now I'm going to show you a use for the shunt glitch. So first off we need a hab, and another hab in front of that. And you see now we can modify this hab and shunt it backwards by half a hab into this one. Now what this will do is it will make these habs unpassable, so you won't be able to go through these habs at all. There'll be no connection in the middle there. But it does mean that we can glitch things together. Whoops. So we'll get rid of the rock hopper module now, and we can basically place anything on the side of these now. So an example would be the speed nacelle. Normally, the speed nacelle would look a little bit like this, without any glitching. But with this version, we can glitch them together like that. And now we have a nice, smooth curve. And now because these have been placed in this position, we can actually get rid of these habs. And we can replicate the opposite sides. And we have a nice, very nice, smooth curve now. And obviously you can kind of imagine what you can create with this. Like, you know, that you can make a very, very smooth looking ship. And there is a million other options for this. You know, you could use this instead. And as you can see, we can now also place in the position that this nacelle would have normally gone. So I'll just get rid of this quickly. You see this nacelle is sitting half a hab back. And we can put the speed dome on there, like that. And we can now also glitch this into that same position. And now we have... this is great for if you have a lot of repeating similar looking panels. So this obviously looks a little bit different now, and we have a different design for our front panels and our rear panels. And you can take this even further and glitch something into the back of these ones instead. So let's grab something else, rotate it around. This might not be the best option, but we'll see. And now we have just a little bit of interesting thing going there, you know? It just adds a little more interest to our panels. So that's the shunting glitch being used, and that's very useful for making things. So now you can see an example of where I've used every single one of these glitches. So starting off, here is the engine glitch that I mentioned, and actually this is so extremely glitched that there is an engine inside of here, and it's actually hidden inside of these panels here. So you can really cover things up and make them smooth, even with engines that don't particularly look very smooth. I've also managed to glitch in the reactor into these engines on both sides, so this ship has a decent jump range even though it's relatively pretty small. This is the panel glitch that I showed earlier with the offset, and you can see it underneath there. It's the two panels and they are stuck into each other. And that just makes not only a slightly shorter version, a slightly better looking version as well. And a few more here where we've shunted these forward by half a hab. And these ones are in, I believe, yes, these are in the original position of habs, I think. Yes, because that's on the center there. And those are connected normally, but then we have these out the front, which creates this nice smooth curve at the front, which is much closer to the original N1 ship. By the way, there is a tutorial for this ship on my channel, if you're interested. The only other thing that I think you might be interested in on this ship is how I did these spikes. I think that's probably going to be the main topic of what people say in the comments. Again, tutorial is available, but if you would like to see how I place these things and just a tutorial dedicated to placing decoration pieces, please say in the comments. I really appreciate that. And I think right there is a pretty natural place to end this. So I've now got to say the typical YouTuber stuff. Leave a comment, leave a like. It really helps with the algorithm and I really appreciate it. And I do read every comment and I do try and reply to as many as I can. Also, if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. It'd be awesome to have you on board. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.